So, Danny, what began your journey to search for orang pendek? Why did you choose this animal to find?
Okay, and in the first time, I'm interested in the anthropology program, So I going to look for indigenous people in Bangko and near Sumatra. When I did interview with the indigenous people there, I found that the new interesting for me is like the unknown animal who live in the forest that have the good spirit, something like that. That starting in 2005, maybe I forgot the year. So after that, I joined with the Alex Legal on the National Geographic program to looking for the orang pendek in Sumatra. After I met with the Sahar Dimus before. So Sahar take me with Alec join with his project about the orang pendek surround in Gunung Tuju area basically. So after that, I met with the Richard Freeman in 2009. I think yeah, 2009. So uh, I I know I know very much by Richard about the this cryptid. So Richard Freeman told and Adam Davis at the time also talk many things about the cryptozoological. So from that, I feel very interesting with this program. Not going to anthropology program anymore. It's like I mean look for the indigenous people in the forest, something like that. Because my basic background of education is not anthropology. So after that, I really interested with the cryptozoology, but I make a collaborate cryptozoology and anthropology when I did research in the field.
I think that that's very interesting. I hear this story again and again with people. They have a little experience or they find out something about one of these creatures, orang pendek or Nessie or Bigfoot, whatever it is, and suddenly they can't stop searching for it. They're addicted. Do you feel that way? That you are addicted to this subject?
Uh, I don't think so because when I said before, I collaborate cryptozoology and a folklore story and then anthropology theory. When I look for descriptive, it's like a in folklore. Many people talk about the descriptive is like a myth, mythology animal, something like that.
Mm,
So in cryptozoology, I think have to make a proof this animal exists, something like
yeah.
that. So I make collaborate with this theory. So after so I'm not going to addict it and then not going to something like that, but I may collaborate with this subject. But yes, of course, I would like the people say to me that I'm the cryptozoologist. So that's make me happy. But in my book, everything my research, I collaborate with the science is like the anthropology or like jungle survival something like that. So I put on my book.
I mean, it's important, I think, always to have a work-life balance in this and to have a strong self-criticism about the thing that you're looking for. Because, of course, the same as here in the UK, where we have Nessie and other creatures that that have a folklore, a mythological history, but could also be real. I think
Mhm.
it's very important to stay objective and scientific, which I can see you are that kind of person. You have a scientific perspective, which is good. But I'm wondering, what do local people believe about the creature? Do they have do they believe it's folklore, it's mythology, or do they think it's real?
Well, many different description about this creature from the local people exactly. One group told about this creature is just like the ghost. Okay, and then one another and another one is talk about this creature is like It's like when people do something bad in the past time, so we
Ah,
get cursed and then going to forest, so become animals, something like that.
oh, it's
Okay,
like reincarnated as a cursed creature.
it goes creature, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But no, I think not many people talk about the orang pendek that is mythology creature.
Mm.
Even folklore told many stories about the orang pendek. Is like I said before, he going do something bad in the past time, so he going to the forest and then become to be animal, something like that. But
Okay.
yeah, but not many people talk about it.
Okay, so most people really think this is an animal of some
No,
kind.
ghost,
Oh no, always
ghost,
a ghost. Is it
all
like
ghost.
so? Tell me just about the cultural makeup and ethnic makeup of Indonesia, and especially the area where Orang Pendek resides. Is it mostly Muslim or indigenous or Buddhist? What's the makeup, and how do those beliefs affect what people think? You know, maybe the Muslims think this is a jinn, local people think this is a ghost, others it's an animal. How do the different cultures in Indonesia view the animal? How do they see it?
Okay, basically this is not my field plan sorry about
Ah,
this because I'm not good in my religion as well, But
ah,
as I know as so far, uh, there is like a Muslim talk
yeah,
about the orang pendek is like a ghost and then like a
yeah,
jinn.
like a
So
jinn.
we can't find in the forest to look for this creature. In other religion also told like that, but when I did some expedition, that's very interesting because so many witnesses come to me and then tell to me about the stories and then describe about this animal.
Mm,
That's very interesting. But you have to know about one thing. In that area, description this creature is almost same.
uh-huh. Okay.
So I
No
think
matter who the people are, if it's Muslim, if it's Buddhist, if it's whatever other religion, indigenous, they always give the same description.
basically, in my area, almost Muslim, 100%.
Okay, okay,
Okay. Not my area exactly. The place of the Rampanic
yeah,
sighting. I mean, almost 100% Muslim. So, um, uh, the climb have seen the Rampanic description is Isra, something like that, and then big, tall, something like that. Always the same. So, I think is this like uh I don't know what can I say. Maybe there's some the conspiration theories, because maybe when people talk to them and then okay, I copied this information.
mm,
If there is like the researcher come to our area, so we can explain and then we can describe about this creature. Even they never saw the orang pendek by in person, So I think something like that.
okay. So sometimes I think perhaps outside people coming in, speaking a different language, English or other languages, normally there's a universal local description that's used to describe the creature. Because, you know, the researcher Richard Freeman or Adam comes in and starts asking questions. People say, "Oh yeah, the orang pendek." Um, this is how I describe it to you, the English person, the American person, whoever it is. This is the description that we have, even though I never saw it. This is what I think about the creature. How about stuff like evidence of the creature? I've heard of people finding footprints, handprints, even things that the creature eats. Have you seen anything like this? Evidence of the creature in its tracks, in its scat, or maybe in the food that it eats?
Well, maybe Carl Marshall and Richie Freeman have told to you about our recent expedition in 2000 into
A little,
22, I
yes, a
think.
little, yeah.
A little bit, okay. So, with the guys, with these guys, I'm going to expedition before. We heard very clearly about Dorang Pendek voices, and car marshal going to deep jungle for a run the wrong pendek and then the wrong pendek go run away. That's very interesting. But the car marshal have seen the wrong pendek by in person, but on the back, not on the
Ah,
face.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, to that. And myself, before going expedition with car marshal and Richard Freeman and then Jordy Jackson recent expedition, I was going to the first location. I saw a wrong pendek by myself.
Can you describe your sighting, please?
No, yes, I going to the forest. So when the time the raining was still starting coming, so I'm going to my tent to cover something like that. But not a few minutes, I think maybe 5 minutes. It's like the creature ate our the rest our food in the near the bank of a river.
Mm.
It's like very described. It's like the orang pendek because the monkey is never walk like that. I think
Yeah, standing
but
up.
standing up and then
Yeah.
walking with two legs and then walking
Wow.
upright, something like that. But very fast going to the sticky, so many something like that. But our food is gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it basically you saw what color was the creature? Was it like a macaque color?
Now it's just like orange.
Orange.
Orange fur. Yeah, orange
Orange
fur.
like an orangutan or lighter orange? Like yellow orange.
Yellow orange and yeah, yellow orange I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the face?
No,
No, just
that's where I am. I don't
okay.
see the face.
And how tall do you think? Maybe 3.5 feet, 4 feet? How do you use feet or meters in Indonesia?
Meters,
How many
meters.
meters?
I think about the 1 meter because after I saw the creature has gone, I go run away to that location. I think it's not too far. I think about the 5 meter from my tent.
Yes.
So I go that and then I make some pieces like in 1 meter.
Mm.
And then this creature quite big, But you know what? I think I'm speechless because when I said that, I keep standing in my tent.
Mm.
After the creature is gone, I go to the sighting, But yes, the gone.
A lot of people describe a feeling of shock when they say, even researchers like yourself, people who may have even seen tigers or other big animals up close and are not afraid, describe feeling almost shocked, like they couldn't move, or they felt almost afterwards like a not a trauma, but a fear or an upset as you would feel as a child sometimes, or having a strange
Yeah.
experience. Even adults like ourselves see something and say, I couldn't move, I was frozen, my camera was in my hand, I couldn't even lift it in front of me. Did you have a feeling like that, or were you just amazed by what you
I
saw?
think yes, it's just like amazed because
Yeah.
I never from the few years I was looking for a pendek, I never saw in person, but that time I saw in person.
Wow.
In my head, in my mind before, I just make it so this is or pendek, yes or no, something like that. So I
Mm.
keep standing to look them to take my food, So after that gone, that's I think oh yes, this or pendek. So I go run to this creature, but it's gone.
Wow. And what food did it take? What type of food did it steal from you?
Okay, yeah. Before going to the forest, I'm going to in the morning. So I buy some food in the restaurant in the outside the forest. Is like the dry fish,
Mm.
dry fish, and then like a small fish. I don't know in English what you can say the fish, and then some rice, something like that. Because
Mm.
I think when we arrive in the forest in the afternoon, uh, we cannot going to cook because I think
Mm.
maybe it's starting dark, So I buy some food and then I bring to the forest after I think about the 5 hours working or 6 hours working from the road going to the deep forest and do that. So I make a tent and then after that I'm going to the river and then get my lunch or my dinner something like that so that raining coming. So we leave our food in the big stone, and then we go to our tent.
Mm.
Not a few minutes, I think maybe 2 minutes or something like that. The creature is coming. Okay, coming and then eat our food and then go run away again.
Was the food salty, Dali? Was the fish and the rice salted? Do you think maybe it was attracted by the salt, or was it the type of food?
Salt of fish,
Yeah. So do you think it could have been the fish that it wanted or the salty taste?
salty taste.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I've often wondered how to bring some of these creatures in. I've often considered maybe like the little salt things you get for deer over
Yeah.
here and other salt treats would be a good idea to bring them in. So that's what I was curious about that. You've been on several expeditions for the creatures. I was interviewing a Professor Cheevers. Do you know him? Or Chivers, a long while ago, who had a big team there for about 6 or 7 years, and he was a very scientific man. He was very skeptical about lots of things, but he said to me, "I believe that my researchers have seen this animal and that it definitely exists, but they were unable to capture evidence of it. What technology do you believe we need to find around Pendek? Like, if you were going out now to find it for sure and you knew where to go, what technology would you want people to give to you to to make you successful?"
Well, first of course the trail cameras. That's the first one. And then I watched the movie in the television something like that. It's like like some equipment when get some harm body, maybe blood body or something like that, and then he can detection and then going up something like that.
Ah, yes, yeah, yeah, okay.
You see what I mean?
Thermal images to detect
That's
heat.
yes.
Yes, yeah. Thermal
Maybe
cameras.
yes, we can use that also is like, but cameras I think should not working there.
Mm. Do you think they can see them or they can detect the electric pulse or perhaps even the lights are visible to them? I always said if you came into my house when I wasn't there and you moved one book slightly in a shelf of books, I would come into my house and I would feel something was wrong. Something had moved somehow, something was different. Maybe it's like this in the forest for the creatures that live there, especially intelligent creatures like orang pendek. If you put even a camouflage camera on a tree,
Mm,
it's obvious to the animal who lives there this is not part of the forest, right?
right. I believe
Would
that about the story. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now there are other cryptid creatures in Indonesia as well and in Sumatra, and I've heard that there's not only a little ape-like creature, but there's also a very large one. Do you know anything about that? Like a
I think
large
you
hairy man?
I think you already know about this story, because I was working with Cliff Barackman
Yes,
for a couple years. Do you know about Cliff Barackman, right?
I know
Do you
Cliff.
know him?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Where are you from, Andy?
I'm in London in the UK. But in my writing about Bigfoot and different things, I've met Cliff. We've spoken a few times. We know each other. I really like his work in this area as well.
So are you
Yes,
are you originally from London or from United States?
I'm no, I'm from Wales. I don't know if you know where Wales is. It's a little Celtic corner of the British Isles on the west. So the Welsh people were the original inhabitants, the Britons, the original inhabitants
Okay.
before the Anglo-Saxons. And we're now in a little corner in the west. They're called Wales, and below that, also part of England is Cornwall, another Brythonic area of Britain. But I'm from there. But I live in London now. I live in England with everybody else.
Yes, but I think from your accent, I think it's not from England.
No, some people say that. English people normally
Okay.
say it. Yeah, there's a strange pronunciation. So dad's family originally from Ireland, mum's family from England. Grew up in Wales. just a mongrel, a dog with no pedigree, you know, just
Okay, okay.
a mix of
I'm
things. But
sorry.
British, I don't know, that's fine. I don't mind at all. British, but from the a collection of the British Isles smashed together. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's why the
back
voice is a bit
to
strange, I
okay,
think.
back to the Cliff Barackman. Okay.
Yes, Cliff. Let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Cliff sent me expedition to look for the Pendek for a couple of years. You
Yes.
know, exactly. I got some problem in the my area. Okay,
What's
because I
that?
think you know when I did some interview, they asked some money. I think it's quite a lot of money.
Oh, what happened? Sorry.
When I did interview,
Oh, yes.
the witnesses asked me some money.
Oh, they asked money from you. Okay. Well, I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
that's kind of normal though, right? I mean, people think that, look, somebody's doing
Yes,
something here, so
I
there
think
must be something
that's
for me.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's normal. But I would like to change our uh, my theory. Okay,
Yes.
because you know after a few years, when I give some money to witnesses,
Mm.
they have the same story, and then
Yes.
same describe. I mean, you know, n- you know, not different at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
All the same. Well, okay, I saw orang pendek in that area, and then I can show you the place. I say you give me some money about maybe some dollar or something like that because you are in the
Yeah.
big project.
Yes. People know.
Okay,
Yeah, it
people
happens
knows
all the
about it.
time. And of course, you can't trust the story anymore.
Yes, so
Yeah.
after that, I contact to Cliff Bergman. Cliff, I would like to change our location because
Mm.
this situation is not good for research because
Mm.
many people ask some money and then describe about this creature always same, almost same edit all, nothing
Yeah.
different. So we have to change our location. Then maybe we can look for another one or something like that. I thought to
Yeah.
Cliff like that, and then Cliff said to me, "Okay, go ahead and then do what you want for our research."
Mm.
Okay, so I'm going to West Sumatra. West Sumatra not very familiar about cryptozoology. Okay, so I go to expedition in the West Sumatra. You know, it's like I'm the it's like I'm free man. I had no
Yes.
job I told to them like that. I had no job in cringy, so I make a stress. So I'm going to this forest just for camping, and
Okay.
then do something stupid thing in the forest, you know, something like that.
Okay. So you're like a man of leisure as far as they're concerned. You're
Yes, that's what I
curious
mean.
about the legends of the forest.
Yeah. So
Good
after
technique. I get it. Yeah.
after that,
Mm.
uh, a villagers told to me in this forest
Mm.
there is like the very very big monkey.
Mm.
It's half the tall, about the 2 meters up.
Wow. Seven
Two
feet.
meters up. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think I pretend it's like very like with this creature to the local people at that
Mm.
time. Then I give some question. You know, house look like the footprint,
Mm.
and then he told to me, it's very almost is like a human.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that I think sorry, I told to him, can you take me to this forest? I would like to stay maybe a couple nights in this
Mm.
forest, and then and then we can go some chilling in the forest, and then just sleeping, eating something like that because I have no job. I told to them like that, but I can pay you, but not much.
Mm.
Okay, so I pay about very half with the cost from the currency, but I use many people going to the forest.
Yeah.
In the first night I was in the forest. It's just like the very very big voices. It's just very loud voices in the forest. It's like they're calling something, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, so after that there is like there is throw up the stone to our roof because we stay in the small house in the forest.
Mm.
That's very very disturbing. at the night.
Well,
Okay,
what's happening in the night? How are they disturbing you?
it's like they need stone and then throw up to our house,
Ah,
boom, 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 something like that.
okay.
This very loud,
Mm,
and then very. I heard some sound as well. I think it's this very different than before.
mm,
Okay, so in the morning, I tried to walk up in the forest. I found very big prints. It's like I think it's 60 centimeters.
okay.
That's similar with the people talk in the out in the village. It's same as like human. Is the very it was different with the orang pendek because orang pendek the footprint those going right here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's got that special toe that comes out, the virgin
Yeah,
toe. Yeah, yeah.
this creature almost same with like human but very big.
Wide, also really wide.
White? Yes,
Wide as well. Did you see anything, Cliff and those guys with the Sasquatch? They always talk about the mid-tarsal ridge, the foldable ridge in the foot. Did you see anything like that, or was it just very flat?
just very flat,
Very flat. Okay,
very flat.
interesting.
So I make some plaster. Yeah,
Mm.
I make some plaster with uh plaster of Paris.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I make with that, and then I pick it up, and then going back, and then I told to villagers with local people, do you know what this? And then they are very very shocked when saw my footprint.
Mm.
Because this recent sighting of this creature about 20 years ago.
Okay.
This the footprint is same when he saw in the forest 20 years ago. At that time, I was in the forest about the 2014,
Mm.
maybe 20 years ago. He talked to me like that. That's
Wow.
so that very big. That story from myself. So I just keep silent, and then I say, "Oh, maybe this nothing or something like that," because I don't want they take my footprint, right?
Mm.
So I go back with I think my successful to take this footprint, And I also have going to another part of Bengkulu. I found it's like the aquatic monkey.
Aquatic monkey?
Yes,
I've never heard of this.
aquatic monkey. It's just like the monkey stay, live in the river,
Okay, but this is a known species of monkey or
unknown
something else?
species.
This is, oh, I see. So they hunt and they feed in the river
Yeah,
on roots and things like that.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So I visit that now. And that make me is just like the confused because
Mm,
I got many information before go there.
mm.
But when I visit the village, nobody talk about aquatic monkey.
Huh,
That's funny.
why didn't they mention that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless it was so normal to them, it doesn't really stand out. It's like when something is every day, why would you mention it?
Maybe I got some information about the aquatic monkey. There is have a victim when
Mm,
going to swim in the river, and then aquatic monkey
yeah,
uh, take you to very deep river in the down, something like that.
yeah, that's
But not
interesting.
many people knows about the aquatic monkey in that area.
That's very strange.
Very strange, and they make me very very confused at the time.
Sometimes though, perhaps it's to do with interest and necessity and what applies to you. I investigated in the north of England, in
Mm.
Cumbria, a lake called Windermere. In this lake, there's 20 sightings of something that's like Nessie, like a lake monster. And yet, they have a very, very good tourism there, not about the lake monster, about boating and having fun and going to the local town. So it's of no value to the tourism, so of no value to the people. And I did interviews on the street with local people. Have you heard of the Bonesi? Have you heard of the Bonesi? No, I've never heard this. What's this? A monster in the lake? No. Yet there's 20 really strong verified sightings. Like they didn't care. It meant nothing to their lives because it had no impact on them. But if you go to Loch Ness, have you heard of Nessie? Of course I've heard of Nessie. This is why I have a hotel here or a shop, or this is what pays my wage every single year, you know? But no, they didn't know. Who knows? Maybe it's that. It's a strange reason. It's a strange thing. Sometimes when you talk to people, they have no knowledge or no interest in what happens around them. I don't know why.
That's very interesting, right? But in Gunung Tuju, Suran and Gunung Tuju, almost all people, villages knows about orang pendek.
Mm,
So, okay, we back to the Sumatran Bigfoot that I talked before,
yes.
because that's very big, you know. After that, I'm going to another location as well to do some interview to local people as well. And then they call this creature called mawas.
Okay. Now this rings a bell. Orang Mawas. This is the
Orang
big
mawas.
creature.
This,
This
that
is
make
the
me
the
confused.
Bigfoot sized creature.
Bigfoot size. In the
Okay.
mawas, stay in Johor, Malaysia.
Okay.
But why many people from West Sumatra talk about mawas stay in the Pasaman forest?
Huh. So it must be
Because
there as
Pasaman is
well.
maybe must be there. Maybe something like that. I think that same. Maybe I search in the Google. There is like mawas also is like the orangutan,
Okay.
but
So it could be the
this
right.
creature, yeah,
Okay.
but this creature very very big, about the 2 meters up, and
Okay.
the last witnesses I interviewed, this creature very very big, and it also can climb the big tree,
Mm,
and then so very strong. And if this creature meets with the human, he will take the human, go to up the tree,
mm,
and then put your nail one by one. Okay, you
yeah.
understand what I mean?
Take them off.
Take them off,
Ouch.
all of your
Oh
finger,
goodness. Yeah.
and then let you stay in the tree, and then the mamas is going to somewhere.
Hey, that seems to be a very strange
That very
folklore.
strange.
Yeah,
Yes,
they would remove your nails and just leave you stuck up the tree.
yes.
Um, that's very interesting. Do you have this, do you experience this phenomenon in Indonesia as well? I'll ask you about this. When you go to Nepal and you look at other places where the Yeti is, you find that the Yeti it's like a one name to cover many animals, many big things. The Yeti could be a big bear in some ways, the Yeti this, the Yeti that, and it's almost like the big creature. Do you find that the things like orang mawas, orang pendek, orang meaning man, of course, right? Do you find that this term can be used just to generally describe something you don't know what you're just seeing? That's sort of man-like. Could it be for other creatures or even really indigenous wild peoples that nobody has seen before? And you get scared by somebody in the forest and say, "Ah, this is the orang mawas, this is the appendix." Could it be used like that, or are these terms very very specific for the type of creature in Indonesia?
That's very specific creature, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the West Sumatra they call the Sumatran Bigfoot.
Mm.
They call orang pendek is like the bigao.
Okay. Okay.
Bigao is just like the small.
Yeah.
Small monkey is like the buffalo of the pig,
Mm.
because they believe in the folklore. If there is pig in the forest, there is orang pendek over there.
Okay. Do they feed on them?
Yes.
Okay. So they're not vegetarians, or they're omnivores, meat and vegetables.
Well, like this. The orang pendek is like the owner of the pig,
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, he's almost like the pig
buffalo.
shepherd.
Yeah. Okay,
He's the big
that's it.
shepherd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is something that happens in lots of wild man folklore around the world. For example, in the Basque country in the north of Spain, they have the Basahun, which is like a wild man, almost like the Almasti and other wild men. But he's also the protector of the sheep and the herds. You know, the pigs and the sheep and the goats and the cows. He's their protector. And it's
Mm.
strange that you find that again in other places of the world, which what could be further away from Spain than Indonesia, right? To have a similar shepherd um, um, legend associated with this. Tell me something. Are there laws in Indonesia that would protect the orang pendek or even orang mawas if they were found? Are there laws that could protect their habitat and them from being hunted or taken for Chinese medicine and all these kind of things that go on and trophy hunters?
No,
So if we found them, we could endanger them.
no. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the government doesn't care about this project.
Aha.
Okay, they only it's just like my heart is just very very sad, because when I did this research, they don't support me everything. Okay, they don't give me some support. I'm not ask some money. I just give it like, oh, okay, you good, something like okay, something like that. No,
Yeah.
not much.
Like
But
some equipment or
no,
a few facilities.
no. But after that, after my book is published out, they told to me your book is not good in data because you'll do some illegal data. That's funny.
Illegal data?
Yes,
Like what?
because you don't have any permit to go to our office to give some permit or to let us know about your
Oh,
project, something like that.
okay. So you
You
didn't
know
get a
what?
permit to explore. That's what they're saying to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's too expensive if I go to some permit, But they don't care about the orang pendek.
Mm,
They think that the people looking for orang pendek is crazy.
mm,
But why? If we do some we do some expedition, they little worry about us.
mm,
Quite worried. Maybe they know the forest condition in that area. Maybe from the outside, forest still. Oh yeah, this forest still good. But if we go the inside,
mm.
we see many farmers.
Okay. Okay. So you can
Maybe
basically see that the forest is not being treated well,
mm,
and the people running the authorities might think that you're going to expose that.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. I get it. Okay. This is the same old story. It's human nature. Huh? That's human nature.
That's it. I mean, so when you told about the cryptid, if we found the orang pendek
Mm,
and the orang mawas, there is like the protection, some rules, something like that. You say, but
mm,
I say no, because they don't believe they just think about the big project and other animal,
mm.
but they don't let us to do some research about orang pendek.
Wow.
If we have some funding, go to research orang pendek, the officer also has some money for permit.
Mm,
And then for people who take us go to forest to protect us in the forest, that's the
hmm.
reason we have to put we should to pay to them.
So essentially, if there's a big expedition going on and you do it the proper way, you go to the permit office, you go to the government, you tell the scientific bodies in Indonesia what you're doing, everybody essentially descends, and once they're cut of the money, everybody's coming really for their payment. And once you've paid all the people, then you can go and find it. And then if you find it, Dali, then one of the people will take the finding from you and they'll be the discoverer,
Yeah.
and Dali will have to run for his life, right? just, just to avoid being a witness. It's a shame. And I can't say I'm surprised. Things happen like this all over the world, that people become corrupt, and they no longer seek knowledge and adventure and the wonder if there was an orang pendek, if there was an orang mawas, or even the cryptic tiger that Carl Marshall and you and Richard possibly discovered. All of these things have ramifications. What about logging? What about what we're doing in the forest? What will we have to change? What businesses do we have that will be affected by this area being protected, right? Whereas I think the tourism, careful tourism and wildlife tours that could come from such discovery would be much more money. And then tourists come and bring their money and explorers come and bring their money because there is legitimate business, there's legitimate habitats where you can carefully go and perhaps watch or stand at a distance and see things just in the same way as people have done in parts of Africa for, to look at the lions or the elephants or safari, whatever's, going on. That stuff is also worth money, to those people at the top who might want to get something out of it. So I say to them, no, help Dali find their own pendek because maybe it could be good for you too, you know.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. This will work properly, like you say before.
No, I don't think
Like
so
I
either.
say, no, it's just not never work. So I just do something in my life. He says like I wrote some book and they publish and they get some bullying from the many site people. But
Mm,
it's okay. Something I just do that because I would like to promote the cryptozoology in
mm.
Indonesia. Okay, because let me ask you, how many cryptid in England?
Oh, well, actually, it's a strange thing he should say that because according to some people, there are like monsters, there are wild men, there are
Mhm.
strange dog creatures, there are perhaps some very small orang pendek-like
Maybe
creatures,
five?
but maybe more, maybe five or six, some strange flying ones. I wrote a book about it called Beasts of Britain.
Hmm.
And it was strange when I started to search, I found more and more and more and more stories. And I thought, and new sightings, not like from old times,
Okay,
from medieval times,
I got
but
it.
new sightings. I was shocked, shocked, shocked.
In
Yeah,
Indonesia,
yeah.
there's many cryptid than
Okay.
over the world.
Wow.
So the Indonesia doesn't care about the cryptozoology, but
Mhm.
we have so many cryptid in Indonesia. In Sumatra, we have the orang pendek of course, orang mawas, aquatic monkey, the tiger limb that we
Mm,
saw before in
yeah.
Richards. Also, we have anak rote in near still with Sumatra in with Sumatra Bigau,
Mm.
Cigau, and
Any
Ubang,
flying cryptids?
and the flying cryptid in Java,
Yeah. Orang Bati, is that the one?
Orang Bati, and many cryptid in Java as well.
Yeah. Wow.
So I
Wow.
think that Indonesia is like the hometown, the cryptid,
Okay. So this is like Cryptid Central.
cryptid
Yeah.
central. But
Yeah.
people don't care about cryptid. I'm sorry, people don't care about cryptozoology in Indonesia. That's
Why?
funny.
Why do you think they don't care about it? Is it because of their perspective, their philosophy, or just
Yeah,
people are just trying to live life?
it's like perspective, and
Yeah.
also maybe cryptozoology is not too interesting.
Mm.
Needs a lot of money to go to search the cryptid,
Mm.
something like that. Also, the government is not promote this subject knowledge. I call the cryptozoology is knowledge
Mm.
by myself because many knowledge can collaborate with the cryptozoology.
Yeah.
It's like the
Absolutely.
anthropology, also biology, also jungle survival. Also, it's like the doctor study. We can see DNA, something like that. And
Yeah.
the anthropology, we can search the culture and the mythology, something like that.
Absolutely. I mean, just to give, there could be a whole industry of uh, mythology, folklore, wildlife, zoology, cryptozoology tours all mixed together.
Yeah.
because it's a beautiful country. It was a beautiful, I know it's an archipelago, but the part that you're in, this is a beautiful island, and it would be a good way to just bring lots more people in, to find out about this stuff. And as soon as interest comes, that's always good for everybody. If it's managed properly, it's good for everybody. It's a strange thing. I noticed at Loch Ness, I was there 2 times this year for an expedition and to film. Just this whole area, Scotland is very empty. There's 5 million people in Scotland. This is like a third the size of Britain, Scotland. And yet, this whole area, which should be empty, is full of hotels and shops and little things, all these little Nessie toys with the face, the little face and the Scottish beret on with the tartan. And everybody's coming out of these shops with handfuls of, merchandise and loving and looking on the boats and loving everything. Because they lent into it. They said, okay, this is going to be our thing. We'll make this our thing and make sure when people come, it's comfortable for them to be here and, take them out. I think not to diminish the orang pendek, but preservation can also be a tourist industry, and so there's ways to sell preservation to the people who just want money. That's what I mean by that, and that can sometimes benefit the creature itself. Who knows? Who knows? Now, just to finish the interview, I know we're close to the end, but Dali, what are your thoughts on the future of the orang pendek, and what do you think people can do if they want to find out more about it or find out more about you and help with your research? How can they get in touch with you?
Okay. First, for the orang pendek, maybe I hope many cryptozoology learn about the orang pendek. So don't to I mean just go to Kerinci and then go look for orang pendek, and then they have to address the right person, because now after my book published, so
Mm,
many expert of orang pendek in Indonesia.
okay.
That's good
Thank you.
for me. That's good for me, exactly.
Yeah.
In my deep heart, that's good for me because so many people knows about orang pendek. Maybe read my book, or maybe feel jealous to me because I wrote the book of orang pendek, something like that. But now many expert about orang pendek. But you have to see the footprint in his house.
Mm,
That's the key.
okay.
So if people want to keep in touch with me, just contact me by my Facebook, my Instagram, something like that, because I wrote about little bit about this creature.
That's great. Dali, it's been fantastic. To anybody out there listening and watching, I'll put a link to Dali's Facebook, Instagram, and to his book in the description to this interview. And Dali Sandradiputra, did I say it right?
Yes, you're right,
I
Andy.
did. Thank you. I've been practicing all morning. It's been a real pleasure to get to know you and to pick your brain and find out all about orang pendek. Thank you so much for coming on.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye.